Since 2004, Seniors versus Crime is an advocacy group that was started in Polk County. Now, during that time, over 650 cases have been reported, and they're out to eliminate crimes against seniors, especially when it comes to bilking senior citizens out of money. Now, a man that is the office manager for Seniors versus Crime, he obviously needs no introduction, but if you've never met him before, to me, he's like the second or third most popular law enforcement individual that I've met in Polk County. I'd like to introduce you to Dick Fierno. Dick, how you doing this morning?
I'm fine. How are you, Brian?
Doing great. Now, for the people out there that might have never heard of Seniors versus Crime, what exactly is it?
Well, Seniors versus Crime is a joint project between the Polk County Sheriff's Office and the Florida Attorney General. There's about 40-some offices throughout the state, and they're all run by volunteers.
So you're a volunteer on this?
Yes.
And you've been with the office for how long?
Since the office in Polk County first opened in 2004.
On a normal day, what are some of the calls that you feel? What are some of the things that you might face on a normal day?
Well, we've had quite a wide assortment of kinds of cases. We've seen quite a number of cases in which a door-to-door salesman gets into the home of an older person, more often an older woman, a vacuum cleaner, water treatment system, something of that kind, and pressures her to buy something she does not really want. And she's not quite mentally prepared to say, "Shut up and get out of my house."
And that's really not that hard to say, is it?
No, not for me.
Exactly. Tell me, and the thing about it, when you're offered a deal that is just too incredible, chances are it's a scam, right?
Yes, in the majority of cases.
and as a senior, what would you recommend to say they're giving that high pressure tactic that, you got to buy now, this is the last chance. You get that pressure put on you to buy. What's the best thing you can do?
First thing, absolutely, is to say, "I will let you know at a later time," and to never make a decision on a major purchase on the day it's first offered.
Now, what are some of the other scams that you guys have handled and are kind of you want our seniors to know a little bit about?
Well, there's a number of people who have gone to a home, offered to do some repair work or painting work, but asked to be paid in advance. And after they're paid, then may not show up to do the work, or if they show up to do the work, they do not finish it. I love to get a case of that kind because that's really pretty easy to deal with.
And let's talk a little, there are some other ones that our folks should be aware of.
Well, we've had several complaints against a dental clinic. There's a dental clinic in the area that has pretty unscrupulous people that work in the clinic. And we want to see those people who feel like they've been taken advantage by one of those clinics.
And some of these crimes are not just limited to, fixing the house or doing things around, selling whatever. There's some scams that they need to be aware of, things along the lines, maybe lotteries or phone calls, things along that lines. Let's talk lotteries for starters. What should they be aware of?
If they've never entered the lottery, tell them you can recognize it's a scam right then. We have one case that came to our attention in which the two adult sons discovered that their mother, who had been widowed a few years back, was about out of money. And they discovered that she was sending money to, she wasn't quite sure who she was sending it to, but it was someone who had promised her that she had won millions of dollars. And these were money that she was sending for expenses. and what we found is that in this case, she was sending $500 at a time, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day, until it finally amounted to approximately $43,000 that she had given to someone who had promised that she would be getting millions.
Wow. And the other thing that seniors really need to be aware of are phone calls and especially that pertain to their banking information. What's the information that you want to pass along there?
Well, of course, whenever you get a phone call from someone saying that it's the bank and they need to verify information, or the credit card company, do not give any personal information to the caller. If you get such a phone call, you can simply say, I'll call back, and then call that agency and look up the phone number for yourself. Do not depend on that caller to tell you the phone number to call and verify it.
And if it's bank related, they can, they can even go down to the bank themselves?
Yes, absolutely. That's what they should do.
A lot of people are preying on religion. Tell me a little bit about how that comes into effect.
Well, one of the things that we consider a red flag when someone's doing business with you and early on he volunteers saying, I am a Christian, that should raise a red flag, because this is what scam artists will say.
Anything else that we need to touch on that the folks should really be aware of?
Just to avoid paying any attention to a free offer. When the word free comes up, watch out. Don't accept something free. Do not.
Advice isn't even free, except for this, right?
Yes, that's right.
Dick, tell us a little bit about the Seniors versus Crimes offices. You guys have got 2 offices located here in the county. Tell me where those are and how the folks can how they can get a hold of you, come see you one way or the other.
Well, the Lakeland office is located in the Northwest District Polk County Sheriff's Office building, the one that's in North Lakeland near the mall. And the other one is located in Haines City in the Haines City Police Department. The Lakeland office is open on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and the Haines City office is open on Mondays and Wednesdays.
So they can come and see you in the event that they have been taken advantage of. I know our professional law enforcement officers in the community, no matter whether it be sheriff's office or local police, are always giving out your information. There's a nice little flyer in the event that they have been scammed. You guys have a flyer that can go out, and they give you their information. Of course, that's after the horse has already left the gate. If you could give some advice that people, if they think they're getting scammed, what should they shouldn't hesitate in calling the police, should they?
That's right, and oftentimes they will be advised to call Seniors versus Crime when they do.
And I mean, honestly, if you feel you're being scammed and the person is scamming you, go, hey, listen, I'd like to make a phone call to the police and make sure that this is legitimate. If they're not legitimate, what do you think is going to happen?
I think the person is going to take off.
That's always the best thing you can do. And like you said, don't let them pressure you into anything.
Absolutely, and be willing to say to them, I'm going to let you know at another time. Do not let the other party make your decision for you. Don't take that right away from you.
We want to just kind of wrap up and touch on some notes, some things, some final advice that you give to and this isn't just seniors. This is common sense things that people should know, and this is the way that they should do business.
Well, just to be very careful about who you do business with. There's just too many people that look for a vulnerable person, and this can include some individuals with dementia. Those are especially targeted by these scam artists. Those are the ones who are particularly targeted by the door-to-door salesman. One of the things I wanted to mention about the door-to-door salesman, in order to do this in this state of Florida, that person is required by Florida law to have a solicitor's permit that's issued by the clerk of the court. And in order to get that, the salesman must pay a fee to the court. They will run a criminal background check and have to approve of that person. And once he is approved, he must wear photo identification on him when he's soliciting. And if he violates that, if he's soliciting without that permit, if he is reported to law enforcement, he can now be charged with a misdemeanor on the first offense, and if he has stopped doing it a second time, he can now be charged with a felony.
Well, that's great advice. Is there anything else that you want to make sure that you pass on to the folks at home? Make sure that, because somebody that is armed with knowledge is probably even better than being armed with a gun at times, right?
Yes, do not do business with a door-to-door salesman who you do not invite to come.
Well, Dick, you're always welcome with us here on Polk Place, and we appreciate your time and the things you do within the community, and keep up the good work.
Thank you very much for inviting me tell everyone you know about what we do.
All right. And for you folks at home, make sure you get involved. Seniors versus Crime is an absolutely incredible program that we've got going here in Polk County. Works with our local law enforcement, whether it be police office or sheriff's office. Mr. Fearno's always on the job, always willing to help. Seniors versus Crime. Bear in mind that not all cases will be resolved to your satisfaction. There may be circumstances that prevent Seniors versus Crime from coming to an amicable solution, but they strive for a compromise whenever it's possible. Seniors versus Crime has 2 different offices. They are located in East Polk County at the Haines City Police Department, 35400 Highway 27 in Haines City. Their office hours are Monday and Wednesday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And if you need more information, you can give them a call at 863-419-3701. And the email is eastpolksvc@gmail.com. Now, there's also a West Polk office. It's at the Polk County Sheriff's Office on 1045 Wedgewood Estates Boulevard in Lakeland. That office is open Tuesday and Thursdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. The phone number to dial is 863-577-1672. And the email, if you have questions, seniorsvscrime@gmail.com.